this video, I will show how to completely and quickly drain the water from the frame pool. I have a frame pool from Bestway, which is a popular brand, Steel Pro Max, approximately 1.2 meters high and 4.4 meters in diameter. And so the water stood for about a month and became murky and green. I added chemicals, but the water is still not the same as it was before. Therefore, I decided to replace it. This pool holds about 15 cubic meters of water. As a result, draining and filling it takes a long time. About approximately a day. I have a sand filter which works efficiently, also from the company Bestway. Good, powerful. I talked about it in the last video. And now we will just be draining the water through this little plug. The lower drain hole has a protective cap made of plastic, and the valve itself is located inside, allowing for additional spontaneous water drainage. Adapters for this opening are rarely sold and are currently in very short supply, so we will make do with currently improvised tools for draining the water. I will make a small adapter from this aluminum tube for the vacuum cleaner. To start, I will use an angle grinder and a metal cutting disc to cut a small piece of this tube about 10 centimeters long. Then I will slightly trim the edges to avoid sharp corners. After that, we will remove the suction pipe from the Bestway Steel Pro Max pool and replace it with a plug or a piece of an old pipe. After that, we will then put this adapter on the suction pipe, securely securing it with a clamp. Carefully take the suction pipe of the pump and gently insert it into the designated drain hole, ensuring that it is securely positioned and properly aligned to facilitate the drainage process effectively. If it is a little bit loose, wrap some electrical tape around it, and then the connection will be very tight. To use the device, you need to carefully and simply insert the Dotlan into the designated slot and then press the valve firmly. This action will ensure that the mechanism is properly engaged and ready for operation. Make sure to follow these steps precisely to avoid any issues. Here is the homemade connection that we have carefully set up for draining water. Now we turn on the pump in the water draining mode, which is essential for the process. There is usually an arrow like this, indicating the correct direction. This is how we establish a connection with the hose for the purpose of watering and initiate the activation of the pump. The water is already flowing with quite good pressure. The water is flowing with a strong flow for watering the potatoes. I haven't added chlorine to the water for the last week, so it is not harmful to the plants right now. Another option for draining is to take some kind of weight, such as a heavy object or a specially designed weight. Attach it to the suction hose of the pump and directly pump the water out of the pool. Use a weight without any sharp parts, such as a smooth stone or a specially designed weight, to avoid damaging the pool. Now we carefully lower the hose to the bottom and tie it securely with a rope to the side so that the hose doesn't rise and the pump doesn't burn out. When we turn on the pump to drain, we check to ensure that the water is indeed flowing. It is clear that after 15 minutes of operation, the water level has dropped and the water is being pumped out without any issues. When draining the water, make sure there are no issues with the water supply, as the pump may burn out from overheating. One day has just passed and the water has finally completely drained. It is clear that the drainage opening is currently above the current water level, and in order to pump it out completely, I will use exactly this same suction hose of this pump. I simply lowered it down to reach bottom and tied a weight onto it so that it wouldn't float up at all times. Now I will proceed by pumping out as much water as this suction hose allows me, and then we shall drain everything entirely down to zero before cleaning up our pool. Currently, I am draining water from the pool. I also plan to change the stands. The wooden stands that I made turned out to be very small. We need to take additional measures because the soil and sand are being compressed, disrupting the normal vertical and horizontal alignment and stability of the pool and causing issues. I cut out such stands from wood in order to ensure proper support. 40 cm long and 15 cm wide. I think this will be enough, made of thick wood with a thickness of 3 cm. The water level has dropped to 5 cm. The pump's suction hose is no longer functioning properly. It is sucking in air. Therefore, it is necessary to completely drain the water. I will disassemble one part of the pool's frame from the side where it is convenient for the water to drain. After that, we will start draining the water and cleaning the pool. Keep in mind that when disassembling the pool, it is very necessary to carefully peel away the part of the pool that is attached to the frame, as it often sticks due to the sun, and slowly. So we carefully and slowly peel it away around the perimeter so that it comes off. Otherwise, these parts cannot be removed. Once peeled away, they can be taken out. After that, I will take a brush for washing cars. I will use the water gun and wash the pool. When thoroughly cleaning the pool, special attention is given to this seam because there is often a lot of dirt underneath it as well. It's not very visible, but the dirt accumulates and becomes almost invisible. And later, if we pour new water, the drinking of water will start from here. Therefore, we also clean it with a brush. On the water gun, we turn on the spread flat jet and wash the dirt from the bottom of the pool out. Now that the water has been drained, we can proceed with the assembly of the pool frame. And after assembling the pool frame, you can start filling it with water. A day has passed, and the water in the pool has almost filled up. It is clean but still requires the addition of chemicals. This is the amount of water that has filled the pool. It is potable, but has a greenish tint, and there is a small sediment of sludge at the bottom. I have already installed the skimmer to collect the surface debris and foam. The pump needs to be rinsed. Perform backwashing. Then, carry out regular rinsing to level the layer of sand, and we will turn it on for filtration. In this mode, first we turn on the backwashing, here to this spot, and now dirty water from the sand should come out. We turn on the backwashing for about 3 minutes. It is clear that the water is coming out greenish, and the pump is being rinsed with sand. 3 minutes have passed. We turn off the pump, and we switch this valve to the sand leveling mode. This is a little bit. And again, we turn on the pump for 1 minute. You can see that the water is already coming out clean. In a minute, the pump can be switched to regular filtration mode. And now the leveling of the sand layer has occurred. The pump can be turned off and switched to the regular filtration mode of the pool.
And once more, we turn on the pump. Once again.
Now the filtration system is working. The skimmer collects the dirt that is on the surface, and the sand filter filters out fine dispersed dirt. Now in the evening, we will add chemicals here, and in the morning, the children will be able to swim.